As we sit here and wait the Cale Makar extension, we might have a reason why it's taking a little bit of time. Are they stuck on term? Let's talk about it on a new episode of Locked On Avalanche coming at you.
Your Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chris Micieli. Joining me, as always, Mr. Zach Pearson. On today's episode, we're going to be going over an athletic fan poll. There's a few different polls that they put out. This one is kind of focusing on the NHL's future and what do fans think of that. So we're going to be discussing that a little bit. There was also a question that you found over on a Reddit channel, and the question was, what was the most significant goal in your team's history, or is it in NHL history, whatever?
Yeah, and for your NHL team, what was the most significant goal? So
we're going to go over that, and we'll throw a game in there as well. So we'll talk about that. We got subtext responses on that one, so interested to see what they have to think. But where we're going to start here is, yes, the Cale Makar extension is still not signed. I don't think anybody is really panicking about that just yet. But there was some talk from Elliot Friedman as to what the hang up could potentially be right now. And it seems like it could be term. And that's something that we've talked about with the contracts that have been signed so far, with the Connor Bedard one, the Leo Carlsson deal, the Celebrini deal. You're getting these shorter term deals. Is that kind of where Makar is going? We have talked about it. And that's what Friedman said. He thinks that the hang up is on term. Does it surprise you?
No, it would. Okay. Had this come out 3 months ago, 4 months ago, like towards the end of the regular season, when they're talking about what's going to happen in July, it would have surprised me, because you were already kind of on I think people are going to start to go for a little bit shorter deals with the cap going up and see how they can maximize. Mm-hmm. And I was still kind of more of the mindset, no, you want that security. You want that long-term, I am set, I don't have to worry for 8 full years. Right. Now, I definitely think I think the Avalanche are trying to get Cale to go for the full 8, and Cale's going, well, maybe not.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's 100% where, yeah, if you gotta kind of figure out like what perspective you're coming at this from. Yeah. And if it's the Avalanche, sure. Let's get an 8-year deal done. This is the last time we can do an 8-year deal. You can be secure for 8 years, not have to worry about anything. If you're coming at from the Cale Makar perspective, it's hey, I can maximize dollars.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned security. I think for a guy like Cale Makar, he's gonna be secure, whether he signs a 4-year deal, a 5-year deal, or an 8-year deal. Like, even if he goes out, signs a 5-year deal, worst case scenario, gets like injured and he's missing games, I still think at the end of that contract, he's still going to sign a monster deal, whether it's with the Avalanche or not.
Probably.
So guys like him, they're secure.
Yeah,
they are secure. So I get it. I think this is what the sticking point is. And I think, I don't think it's like both sides are dug in right now. I think it's just they're in the negotiation phase. But the longer it goes on, and again, like I'm not panicking or anything right now. And even if it goes into, when the season starts, we know the max it can be is a 7-year deal. And then at that point, the Avalanche just might be like, all right, well, then we'll just give you a 5-year deal. Because even though like it's 2 years, I get it. That's a lot, but it just seems like 5 years to 8 years is huge. 5 years to 7 years, it's like, yeah, but okay, fine.
That's
and I
really
just feel like in the end, if Makar wants to dig in here, and if Makar is just set and it's like, nope, I have drawn the line in the sand. I'm not going more than 5. I think the Avalanche will cave here. I don't think the Avalanche are going to be like, well, then Mikko Rantanen 2.0, like we'll send you, because I don't think it's right. No,
don't put that in the
think
universe.
No, I apologize. I take it back. I inhale it back. I don't think it's dollars.
No,
I don't think it's dollars.
either.
I think it's terms. So if like I said, like Makar is set and stuck in his ways, the Avalanche will cave in the end.
And you know what I actually wonder? If Cale is, which a lot of people seem to think, like willing to kind of cut back a little bit and not go as high dollar amount as he easily could,
Mhm.
then maybe he's looking at this like, well, yeah, I'm going to sign another deal in 5 years. So if I go slightly less now, I can make up for it with a monster deal and a bigger cap in 5 years. So,
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of interesting points to consider. I agree. I'm not in the panic mode yet.
Mm-mm.
I really do feel like this is going to get done. I don't, and I think Friedman's statement even said basically like, there's no question, no real question that this ends up being signed. It's just haggling out exactly how it's going to get signed.
Right.
And I, man, I'm kind of torn too. Like, yeah, if Cale takes a little bit of a discount, but sticks shorter term to get a bigger dollar amount in a few years, and even if it's the same percentage in 5 years, say, that's still going to be a raise. Like,
Right.
you took 15% of the cap, 16% of the cap. Well, in 5 years, 16% of the cap is going to be even more dollars. So
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall for those
Mhm.
negotiations. That would be interesting.
I wonder if they kind of like meet in the middle somewhere, and he goes like 6 years. That gives the Avalanche a little bit more time, obviously, with him. And maybe he goes up a year if he is at 5, which I have no idea if he is, but that seems to be the number that people are signing at right now. So
Yeah.
if he goes up to 6, and then the next one you sign after 6 years is another 6-year deal. So then you get 12 years out of him, and then there's your career. Because that takes him up to what, 39 years old? If we do like 6 and 6, and then
picture a 39-year-old Cale Makar, and that's just not working.
Yeah, I know, right? He's still got the baby face, probably at 39 years old.
Probably.
Maybe that's the road we go. And again, I'm not like the concern is not, oh my God, is Cale Makar on the way out? I don't think that is even in play here. It seems like the sticking point is how long is this contract going to be? I get why the Avalanche want to make it an 8-year max deal. I would understand why Cale Makar wants to make it a little bit shorter, but I don't think he wants to make it shorter to say like, okay, this is not like a Connor McDavid. I'm giving you guys 5 years, and then on my next deal, if it's not going the way I want it to go, like I'm out. Like he's accomplished so much here. Not to say McDavid hasn't, but he's got the one thing McDavid does not in Colorado, and that's a cup. And he knows it's a good situation, and he knows they're always going to be going for it as long as he's around. So I just think it's him. We can't get mad at a player. We always want to throw out like it's a business thing.
Yeah.
Right. We can't get mad at a player when he wants to play the business role, even though it's Cale Makar.
Yeah.
Like, fine. If we want to say it's a business, then he's treating it like a business, and we can't get mad at him for doing that.
There's only one business decision by a player that I will always say it was the wrong that like you don't make a business decision in that moment. And that's Cam Newton making the business decision to not go after the fumble in Super Bowl 50. That was a ridiculous move. Otherwise, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Like Cale has every right to do exactly what, because, and I love the Avalanche. I think as a franchise, they're run pretty player friendly overall. But 100%, when it comes down to it, they got to make the tough decisions at times, and it happens, and we've seen it happen. You can't, like you said, you really can't blame a player for making a decision that impacts him, especially past the game. If this makes him more money over the course of his career, like that's the type of wealth that passes down to his children, maybe his children's children, like anything like that.
Right.
It's much bigger than just what he's doing, and he has to consider that. Now, as a fan, I'm just going to throw this out there. Don't consider that. Just be an Avalanche forever. Take a discount. Your future's not.
Right. Yeah.
I want the team to win. Come on, man.
Exactly. It's from our perspective, doesn't matter at all. We are not in Cale Makar's shoes. I get all of the angles from all the entities at play here. Yep. And again, I don't feel like it's if he does sign a shorter term deal, and people are going to say it, but I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, oh no, he's given him a 5-year plan like McDavid is. I don't think it's that. I think it's,
I agree.
Hey, I can maximize dollars here. Why not do that? I think it's a smart play from a player's perspective, from a team perspective, and a fan perspective. It gives you a little bit of the butterflies of like, oh no, in 5 years, is this it? Is this the last contract for Cale Makar? As long as the Avs do what they're supposed to do and be competitive, and go after Stanley Cups year after year, why would you want to leave that? And if you do win one more within these next, if he signs for a 5-year contract, you didn't win another one, why would you want to leave that too?
Yeah.
So if he signs that, then okay. I don't think it's a line in the sand saying like it's a prove it deal for the franchise. How about that? That's flipping on its head. I don't think it's like that. No. I think but it does make the Avalanche. It will force them to kind of prove it that we're still in this, and we can still put together a team that is one of the top teams in the league. And as long as you're doing that, there's no reason to want to leave when the next contract comes. I can't believe we're already talking about the next one when this one's not even signed, but that's where we are.
And I'll tell you, I guarantee that Cale's agent and Joe Sakic are both thinking of the next contract already as they are trying to work out this one.
If it's a short one, yes.
Yep. 100%.
If it is a short one, yes. And Friedman did make a comment on Quinn Hughes' deal as well. And it was kind of a funny comment that he said. It was almost like, I don't really know where that one stands, but I'm not concerned about that one yet either. Because have you seen the Hughes brothers posting to social media? He's like, they're having fun. They're out. They're enjoying life. They're vacationing. They're not thinking about hockey right now. Yeah. And we have to take that into account here too. Yep. So, we'll see what happens, but it'll get done. And it's still the interesting parts will be the dollar amount, obviously. And now definitely the term. Who's going to blink on the term? Agreed. I think it's going to be the Avs. I've kind of changed my tune on this. I think this is going to be a 5 or 6 year deal at the most.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting a max deal. I would love it. But if we haven't gotten it by now, I think we're coming down to a 5 or 6 year deal.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it. If September 1st rolls around, I'm going to go with 5.
Okay. We shall see. Stay tuned. Yep. All right. We're going to get our break in here. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the most significant goals and games in Avalanche history. Let's do that next. All right. Let's hear from Odoo. And running a business shouldn't feel like you're trying to connect a bunch of systems that were never designed to work together. And one app for accounting, another for inventory, another for sales, and somehow none of them talk to each other. That's where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software that brings every part of your business together in one powerful platform. From sales and accounting to inventory and marketing, everything just works in one place, helping your team move faster, stay organized, and focus on growing the business instead of managing software. And the best organizations know that success isn't just about talent. It's about having everyone working towards the same goal. And that's true in sports, just like in business. And it's true in contract negotiations, like it would be
business and sport.
How about that? Joe Sakic, Cale Makar working together. Maybe they're using Odoo. We have no idea. I'd like to think that they are. Great organizations win because operations matter. And that's why you should get Odoo. To try for free today at odoo.com/lockedon. That's Odoo, ODOO.com/lockedon. Go check them out today. All right, Reddit, place to go get some good content here. So you found a question about the most significant goal.
Yeah.
I threw this out to the subtext people. We'll get to them in a minute, but I didn't go look this up because you had some that you wanted to throw out here.
Well, there's one answer that I want to give after we get the subtext because it was not how I was originally thinking, and I think it is probably the correct answer.
Okay.
So we'll see if the subtext gets it, which I kind of have a feeling somebody on subtext is going to pull the same answer.
For as far as the goal?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll throw out, I had two.
Okay.
One of them, I thought the Darren Helm goal.
That was my first instinct
Really?
as well. Yep.
Just because it was a great goal. It went against St. Louis, last second goal, pass from Eric Johnson off the boards, and he just rips it home. Yep. Yes, it just the goal and how it materialized was great, but getting them past that round was something that was, it was a struggle for the Avalanche to that point. Couldn't get past the second round. So when that happened, that's why I feel like that was a significant one. The other one, I think, without a doubt, is the Yui Krupp goal, triple overtime to win the cup in their inaugural season in Colorado. I think those two goals are, in my estimation, kind of the most significant ones, with the Krupp one probably being the most significant goal, in my opinion.
The Krupp one, just out of being too young, was hard for me to agree, but I don't have the gravity of that goal because just too young. Yeah. The Darren Helm one was my gut instinct on that one because I fully believe that goal, like you're not giving the Blues momentum. I know it could have gone to overtime, but that last second to take the lead, take the win, you rip all of the wind out of the sails, and all that does was that propels, I think, the Avs into that sweep against Edmonton.
Yeah.
I really do. It was an amazing setup, and that changes the trajectory of Nathan MacKinnon's career because he was absolutely known as, he's not getting it done. Even he said the year before, we haven't done blank yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And now, like, you get past that round, you're feeling it, you sweep Edmonton, you go on to win the cup. Now you've done blank. Right. So, yep.
And then just to throw the games out that I have, the Nazem Kadri hat trick game.
That was my gut
was
too.
Phenomenal. The game 82.
Yeah.
Against the Blues again to get into the playoffs.
That was one of my picks as well.
And then the Ray Bork winning the cup.
Okay. That's
not put that on there.
That's a good one. That is definitely a good one.
So that's my top three.
So I have one other goal that I was thinking that was really significant in the franchise. Nope. This one I'm going to go with right now.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say this one first.
Okay, go ahead.
Matt Duchene's 30th goal of the season.
Ooh.
Because of the celebration.
I think ran him out of town.
Was the moment that the locker room completely broke. That's why Duchene was done. And that trade was insanely huge.
That's a fantastic one for different reasons. Obviously, here I am thinking of just like the goals that made everybody happy, and that's a goal that made just Matt Duchene happy, and
the rest of the team was not.
Ran him out of town,
especially Patty Waugh.
He was not happy.
No,
and he let it be known. Wow. Okay. All right. You want to see what subtext has got to say here?
I do.
I have not read these, so let's see what we got here. We got, is this Bear? This is Bear. I don't know about the most significant goal, but to me, Game 4 triple overtime goal by Yui Krupp in the 96 Stanley Cup final was the most memorable Avalanche moment. Don't disagree with that, obviously. Craig says for goal and game in Avs history, I'd say Yui Krupp's triple overtime goal in the final game to secure the Stanley Cup final. Two important goals for me were Sakic's penalty shot goal against the Blues in 2001 playoffs and Darren Helm's goal against the Blues. There we are
We are
us
tearing
and
the
the
Blues
subtext
apart
people. Yeah. Well, I was going to say us and the subtext people are on the right,
on the same page. Yeah.
but yes, we are crushing the Blues as well. So, for
Win-win.
me, the most important game for me, it was Game 7 of 2001 when Ray Bork finally got to hold the Stanley Cup. I swear to you, I do not read these beforehand. Swear to you, because I like to get the reaction.
This is why we're like just such a good community in
right.
Locked On Avalanche.
This is Twilight Zone stuff. Matt says recent history for me would be Game 6 against the Blues in 21-22. Helm's goal broke the series early playoff exits and helped launch them to winning their third cup.
Yep,
absolutely. Vargar, let's see. Yeah, leave it. Vargar always comes in with something that we're not thinking. Forsberg's 1996 Western Conference final goal through Lindstrom's legs past Osgood. Yeah, okay. That was a great.
That was an impressive goal.
He undressed Lindstrom in that. Yes, that was and there was significance to it too. So
yep. No, I agree. I like that's that one. A good pick.
Yep. And then Brandon says Lecky to send us to the Cup and Game 6 of the Blues series that same year, which is the Helm goal.
Yep.
So it seems like we're mostly on the same page here with significant goals. What was there other ones in the?
So this one I wasn't thinking of, but much in the same way that I brought up the Matt Duchene goal, the 30th goal being a huge kind of thing. This one I think might actually be the correct answer. Okay. And it's not even an Avalanche game. It is
trying to think here. Okay.
The 9th goal scored on Patrick Waugh in Montreal in 1995.
That's a wonderful
ends up
answer.
Being the most impactful, significant goal in Avalanche history, because that then leads to Patty Waugh demanding the trade on the bench, where he then comes to Colorado, wins 2 Stanley Cups, and goes down as the best goaltender in NHL history.
The only thing I would say to that is, like, I don't know if if the 9th goal really is what was going to set him off. It could have been the 6th, 7th, or 8th, or 9th goal that
could have.
It really is the game. Like that you could say that game is the significance.
Well. Yep.
I don't know which goal. It could have been the 9th. Who knows?
But I think he's pulled after the 9th.
He is. But I don't know which goal where he was like, in his mind, it was like, I am done.
Yeah.
It was before that. It was not the 9th goal where Patrick Waugh was like, why am I still in here? It was probably after the 5th goal where he was like, why am I still in here? And that's why it went to where it went.
Yeah.
So it could have been. I bet you if you asked Patrick Waugh which goal that was, it was not the 9th goal. So the significant goal for him might have been earlier than the 9th. I completely understand where this person is coming from, and they are not wrong. That's a great poll, because it's whatever goal that Patrick Waugh mentally checked out.
Yep,
is the most significant one, and that game is obviously a significant one. Excellent answer.
Significant for Avs history. Yep,
fantastic answer there. Yeah, wow, I like it.
Sometimes,
I was wondering where you're going with that, and I'm like, I can't think of anything this quickly of what it could be.
Yep, but that particular moment changes Avalanche history again, much like Darren Helm's, I think, changes kind of Nathan McKinnon's career and how everything happens. Because if you give the Blues momentum after Game 6, Game 7 may not go your way.
Yeah.
So Darren Helm changes all that, but for sure, that game against Montreal. I also love the fact that it's Detroit that runs Patrick Waugh out of Montreal, only for Patty Waugh to come to Colorado and just be dominant in one of the best rivalries.
Wasn't that his first game when he came to Colorado?
Was against Detroit?
I think it was.
Might have been.
If you want to
let me effort that as
we're going to get to a break, and we'll do this athletic fan poll. But I want to say that it was. I'm not sure he won the game, but I think it was. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll get that answer, and then I'll get to the athletic fan poll. All right. So let's get to this. Well, would you have the answer?
I do have the answer.
Okay.
His first game was against the Edmonton Oilers at McNichols in Denver in a 5-3 loss. His first win came 4 days later in a 5-1 win over the Maple Leafs.
So when did they play Detroit? I could have sworn it was, or maybe it was just the fact that they went on to play Detroit. Did they play Detroit in those playoffs? Maybe it was that.
I think so.
Could have been that. It could have been that, and they eliminated them. So the team that got him out of Montreal, and then he came. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, but
yeah, possible.
Okay, all right. Over on the Athletic, they have a few different fan polls out. We'll get to them over the course of the next few episodes, but I wanted to start with the one that they focus on. It's more of like the futures of what they say, the NHL future. According to 20,000 fans. So 20,000 people took part in these polls. It's a lot of it is for next season, but there are some things beyond that. So we'll put it up on YouTube if you're watching there. Excuse me. So we'll go through these and just give our thoughts. So the first question was, which NHL team improved the most this offseason? The Avalanche in the small text down on the bottom, the Avalanche are in there. They have less than 2% of the vote. So, which I didn't expect them to be really anywhere on this list. The Florida Panthers, 24% are number one. The Sharks right behind them with 23%, and the Capitals round out the top three at 20%. I don't have a massive problem with that. No, I think the Panthers did excellent in this offseason. I think the Sharks did, and I think the Capitals did. That's the only thing that I would switch. I'd probably put the Capitals at 2 and the Sharks at 3, but they're still close, and I'm not going to lose any sleep over that one.
Yeah, I think all three are pretty good. I would have gone San Jose, Washington, Florida.
Really? So you?
Yeah, okay. I'm not sold on Florida's goaltending. I think San Jose really threw all their chips into the middle, almost, it feels like. Mm-hmm. And Washington, kind of the same. Really feel like they're going for broke this season.
Yeah.
So
I really like what they did. And they're close. These three teams are close. I think those are the top three teams.
Yeah, for improved, 100%.
Yes. Yep. Let's move on down. Which 2026 non-playoff team are you most certain will make the playoffs in 2027? Overwhelming, the Florida Panthers. So those three teams are the top three teams here, but it's a bigger percentage gap. Florida at 45%, the Sharks at 20%, and the Capitals at 10%. I think that's low for Washington. Maybe I'm just big on the moves that they made, and I love the moves that they made. I think they have a much better chance than 10%. I mean, I guess if you're only voting for one team, though,
that's kind of my thought.
Yeah,
and I think Florida gets this one because while I said I don't think Florida was the most improved, Florida really on paper should have been a playoff team last year anyway. So
injuries and stuff. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like, yeah, they're probably the team out of the non-playoff teams most likely to make it. But man, I think San Jose's got a pretty good shot. So does Washington.
I don't know. Like I think, and we'll do predictions and stuff like that when we get closer to the regular season. But I think San Jose is going to be vastly improved. I just don't know if they're a shoo-in for a playoff spot.
I think they're the second wild card. I don't think they're going to be dominating their division, but I think they're going to make the playoffs. I am stamping it right now. Bam.
And if the Pacific is weak again, they maybe do have a better shot. So
down feathers. Yes.
Which team will win the Stanley Cup in 2027? 26%, 26% leading the way, Colorado Avalanche. I gotta say, as I'm scrolling this, and when the first time I saw this, I was a little bit surprised. I just feel like in the grand world of NHL followers, people have just soured on the Avs. Not that they think they're a bad team. They're just not the sexy pick anymore for people.
I think they've soured in the sense that the Avalanche are just like everybody's sick outside of Colorado. Everybody's sick of the Avs being good. and yet they still continue to be good.
Right.
And so I think like everybody probably begrudgingly, or 26% of the responses begrudgingly hit stupid Colorado win this year. Like that's kind of how I envisioned this happening.
Right.
I don't think people, I agree. I don't think they think the Avs are bad. I think they're just we've kind of become the, we're tired of you guys.
Yes. They're just bored of picking them all the time.
Yeah.
So they'll just pick some of those other teams that haven't won one yet, and they're overdue to win one. But then they got Florida at number 2.
Yep. And then Carolina at 3.
And then Carolina at 3. So, all recent winners. And then you got Minnesota at 4.
Which is interesting. 8% of the votes.
8%
That's
of the vote.
I think that's the state of Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
I think they jumped in.
Yeah. You got Edmonton on there, tied with Montreal, Buffalo at 4%, Dallas at 4%, Vegas at 3, and Tampa at 2. So,
oh man,
I was pleasantly surprised. I'm still happy
too.
to see the Avalanche all the way at the top there. On the flip side of that, which team are you most confident will not win a Stanley Cup before 2036?
10 years.
This is tough.
I feel for Vancouver fans. I really do.
I don't think 15%. The answer is Vancouver, though.
I don't most confident will not win. I think there's a couple of teams that are probably more likely, but I don't know. Vancouver does seem like the right answer because they're basically starting their rebuild now.
Yeah, but 10 years. I mean, I guess, Detroit fans are like, hi.
Yeah, right.
But I don't know. I feel like Vancouver tries to correct things. Like they're usually usually in the mix, but they've had some very good teams.
They made some good decisions this offseason too. So I do think this is a good step.
I feel like they can turn it around quicker but the question is, win a Stanley Cup. I mean, if you're going off of history, you have to put the Toronto Maple Leafs up there because they haven't won one since the 50s. Yeah. That makes sense. The Blue Jackets, it's just tough for me to envision Columbus ever winning a Stanley Cup. I don't know why. It's just,
I think it's because Columbus is very middling stuck team. It seems like year in and year out. They're not bad enough to rebuild, but they're not good enough to push. And that's a really bad spot to be in. I know. I'm a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're out of it.
The other one on there is Seattle. And
I think they're in the same position.
And if they could have just landed somebody, like it's not for a lack of trying. Like they are trying to land a big fish, but those guys have a say. The guys that they've tried to get have a say on where they go, and they've said no.
Yep.
That is a slap in the face to that team and that franchise. And maybe, but all it takes is one. All it takes is one of those star players to go there, and then maybe that opens the floodgates for them. But this offseason for Seattle has been rough. It's been rough. The last year or so, with Panarin not wanting to go there, and now Robertson not wanting to go there. That sets a precedent for other players to be like, oh, I am going to go there, and everybody's kind of pointing at you and be like, what? Why do you want to go there? All these other guys said no, but it just takes one.
Yep.
Just takes one. So let's see what else. Are you in favor of NHL expansion? 62% said no.
This surprised me.
30. Yes, this did to me too, because it's like I am in favor of it. But I don't, it's weird, man. Cause I don't think we should go to 34. If we're going to expand, we got to go to 36.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I think you need an even amount of teams and divisions. And I think they will. I think if they go to 34, it's only they're not going to go to expand to 4 teams in the same year. That's just decimating every team. That expansion draft would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So you do have to do it over the course of a number of years, like you did with Seattle and Vegas. But now this is like 2 and 2. I think that's the road they go down. I think the league wants to expand. It's revenue in every owner's pockets. It's happening, but the fans don't seem to want it.
Which is, it's odd. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm one of them Avalanche fans who's just a little too privileged with victory. And because I like this line in here, expanding the league further diminishes their favorite team's chances of winning a championship. I guess I'm not overly concerned about that. It would certainly hurt. Like, it doesn't make it easier for the Avalanche, but I still feel good about the Avs, even if you bump up to 34 teams. I don't know. I feel like I'm in favor of it too, because all it does is just like more eyeballs is good. More teams pretty much means more eyeballs. So I would be in favor of this one. I was surprised it was a no.
I'm surprised it was that high of a no. And then the next one is, which potential expansion cities would you most like to see get a new franchise? Quebec, number one on here by a significant margin. 66% people voted for Quebec. Houston at number 2, and then it goes to Portland, another Toronto team, Kansas City, Atlanta, and Phoenix, or the Phoenix area they put. I don't remember who was talking about it, but somebody was mentioning about how if the league expands, don't expect Canada. And the reasoning was there's 7 teams in Canada, and so that the NHL has the fewest amount of teams in the United States in the 4 major sports. I was like, well, I didn't really think of it that way. I just thought of it as like, Canada, hockey, hand in hand. Why would you not want to put more teams in Canada? But it's like the league doesn't think that way. The league is thinking that we need more teams in the United States.
And you already have a lot of eyeballs in Canada, whether there's a team right there or not. They're watching the NHL.
Canada's not the issue for viewership.
Exactly. The US certainly is. And so expanding, as much as I would dislike another Texas team, Houston, I kind of get. It's a big city. It's a good sports town. I bet people would tune in. I understand.
When you expand, you are going to the big markets. Like, we're not doing the small markets anymore. That's why Quebec probably won't get one, even though people would love to see it. It's going to go somewhere in Texas.
Unfortunately.
I'm against it, but it's probably going to go to Atlanta.
I'd be okay with Atlanta.
I'm sorry, dude. You tried twice and it failed. What miraculously is going to happen the third time? What has changed so much? And I know people say like, oh, it's different.
Florida, Tampa Bay, Panthers, and the Lightning winning Stanley Cups. In fact, winning 4 over the last few years. I legitimately believe that has made Southern U.S. more open to hockey. I'm not saying it would work. I don't think but I do think that they're looking at it because of the success in Florida and Tampa. That's my only thought.
We'll see. But I think that's where they're headed, is the big markets. Houston is one of them.
I'd love to see Phoenix get a team again.
And should the NHL adopt an in-season tournament? Thank God, overwhelming 83% said no. Don't do this. Don't ever do this. I don't like really anything about the NBA, and that's just another thing.
The in-season tournament does nothing to interest me in the NBA at all.
Nothing.
It's a ridiculous idea. Don't do it. NHL, please, if you take one thing away from this fan poll, let it be this.
Right. Horrible. And they've said they have no plans on doing it. Bettman has said there doesn't seem to be any reason to do it. So thank God for that. And then I think this is the last one. There have been 45 outdoor NHL games since the 03-04 season. What's one outside the box location you'd like to see a game played at? Some good answers in here. Somewhere in Alaska. Make it a postcard. Redo Mystery Alaska is what somebody said. Central Park in New York City. I've seen that one many times. And I think that would be
fun.
great. I think that would be really good, is somewhere in Central Park. So I don't know. Any other?
I like the
places?
Hawaii Panther too. I just think that's
That'd be
such
weird.
a crazy out there one that it would
Yeah.
be really fun to see. It'd be hard to pull off because you'd have to play it late. It'd be so late in the US,
Oh, that's
Like,
true.
especially on the East Coast. Can you imagine tuning
know.
in for a Hawaii game
Oh my God.
in New York? Yeah.
The only place that I'm thinking of, you know, and just because it was so big for the United States anyway, with the Olympics, do something up in Lake Placid.
Would be cool.
That'd be cool.
It would be.
That'd be cool. I know it's not related to, and those were college players. They weren't even NHL players in the 80 Olympics,
Right.
but just the everything surrounding the sport. Because that, I go to Lake Placid every year. Like it's an Olympic town and it's a hockey town.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
would love
I
it.
think that would be a cool one.
They'd love it. So there you go. Anything you agree with or disagree with on there, fire away in the comments section. Always love hearing what people have to say, especially like where's an outdoor place, an outdoor game that you'd like to see when played. I think that let's start having some fun places to go outside and play a hockey, and that'd be cool. So fire away in the comments section. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you everybody for tuning in, making it your first listen of the day. Always appreciated. He is Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Micieli. We will see you guys on Friday. But for now, you made it through another 24 hours, that much closer to next season's puck drop and the Cale Makar 5-year extension.